about on the schedule where you thought you'd be for this time?
Yes, I believe we are. I believe we talked about before the installation, before the first scrimmage, stayed completely on track. We never had to back off it, and where we wanted to get to practice 7, leading into a review day, leading into the first scrimmage, stayed right on schedule, and we've been able to stay on schedule since then. There's some things that we haven't got to yet just because we haven't got to them as a program. Such things as last play of a game, last play of a half, 2-point play, things like that we just haven't got to with our camp schedule yet. So pleased with how the kids have shown the accountability to what we got done in the spring and what we got done in the summer, and we've been able to march on because of that.
Hey, Cabrera, I guess he's been back for you. How's he doing? How's he looking?
We've brought him back gradually. He had some swelling, and so once we brought him back, we didn't give him a full allotment of reps. I think that's helped him. As he's caught up, now his legs are a little bit heavy or tired, where the other guys have already moved past that point in training camp. So got to get him full strength so he can display his speed and agility and quickness that we need him to display to get on the field. But he's ahead of where he was last August when he went down, and we certainly need him to be there because we need him to be a part of our 2 deep at the corner spot.
Is he working back on both sides?
Okay, he's working primarily on the left side, and we're working curl and Callaway primarily on the right side. All 3 could play both positions. They could all flip and play left and right.
You play in these hurry-up teams, I guess, and more up-tempo teams. You plan on keeping the corners just left and right, and if you play more methodical, do you ever plan to boundary field with them?
But planning on being left and right, we'd like to recruit that way. So the versatility of the kids is such that all techniques we're asking them to play, they can play. I think we've seen too many times in the past against tempo teams that trying to flip and play a field and boundary corner, first of all, gets you into trouble, and 2, I think it unnecessarily tires out those guys that you don't want to be tired on the field. So yeah, we'll be left and right.
So it's pretty much Brian on the left and I'm right on the right.
That's correct.
And then who else is doing nickel work besides Cabrera?
We got 3 guys. Kevin, Josh Liddell, and Micah Smith are all giving us nickel work right now.
We saw Josh in there running the first team safety.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brad was saying he had a really good camp. What's Josh done? I know he was always in the picture, but
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't running with the ones. What's he done to keep back up there?
He's played extremely well. Safety position starts with the mental piece of it. They're the ones making the checks. They're the ones getting everybody aligned. And certainly against our offense, we get challenged in that regard because of all the motions and formations and shifts and so forth. He's been very accountable in that regard. He's still playing both positions, strong safety and free safety. If you would ask me quite honestly, I'd tell you he's a better strong safety than he is a free safety, but we need him to play both. And looking to, we'll put the 2 guys that have played the best on the field as starters, but we're going to play multiple guys at safety. You're going to see Dre Coley playing a lot of snaps as well, and certainly who's starting has not been determined 15 days out yet.
Do you get a sense Josh is ready for a big senior season?
Absolutely. So is Dre Coley. Which I like. You got 2 seniors in those kids, and both want to start and both want to be that guy. But I think the chemistry of our football team is such that they have a very selfless attitude right now, and they both know that they're going to play and be contributing members to this defense. And I love that attitude that they have.
Well, every time I turn TV on or radio and somebody's talking about you guys transition into the 3-4, everybody's like, it'll take a year transition. It'll take 2 years for the players to get comfortable. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think there's a transition period, certainly. In our preparation, we're going against the University of Arkansas offense, who is not game planning our defense. when you get into the season, you're going to start seeing a variety of things to really attack you. We get no credit in practice in the win column. So, you know, the offensive coaches aren't spending any time trying to do that to us. I think that's the transition piece. As we as coaches and they as players start to figure out those different plans of attack and have to make adjustments and so forth to make us sound and keep us productive. I think that will be a transition piece that we'll encounter as we go. I've talked about recruiting before. You know, ideally, we want more length at the end position, and we don't have a lot of length on campus, okay? We want our razor and hogs to be different types of bodies, and we got sort of similar bodies right now that we're playing at both spots. So I think that's a transition piece that we'll see as we move forward. But our guys are getting positioned and ready to execute a defense that they know, just like they knew last year's defense. And if we go out and play our fundamentals and our technique well, I believe we can be a more productive defense than we were a year ago. And where that fits in the conversation of transition, I don't know.
How do you look at the confidence of knowing the 3-4 and then maybe even some additions of new players? How do you see that impacting perhaps the speed to play?
I think the kids, because I like to hear what the kids are saying. I think the kids have said they're enjoying this defense. They're enjoying the scheme, and I think that has led to us playing faster as a defense. I think certainly Brett's addressed it, and we've talked about it in here. You got 8 guys standing up. And when you have 8 guys standing up, you generally have a little bit more athletic piece on the field. That adds to the speed of our defense. Just where we're deployed as a unit and the angles and leverage that we have helps us play faster as a defense. I think we've recruited well. And you know, Callaway and Curl are true freshmen that have a chance to play for us in the back end. That's not easy. Gabe Richardson's a guy that is getting reps, you know, with the twos and has an opportunity, and he's an athletic guy. Hayden Henry has showed up for us as a true freshman, and he showed up because he's an athletic guy that plays fast and is able to do things in space. And that's important to this defense. It's important to the scheme. It's very important to the offenses and the personnel and the formations that we're going to face.
Those 2 freshman corners, and Carl, he had a great, what do you think is the dive interception he made?
It was a tremendous catch. I mean, it was a great play. It was even better because it came after adversity, if you will, when he got called for a pass interference. That was an accurate call, and then to be able to keep his head up as a true freshman and come back and make that play 2 snaps later or whatever it was, big time play.
And then him and Chad, what are those guys doing that you like that's got them?
Well, they're very competitive kids. They were a little bit further ahead from a football knowledge standpoint and the ability to go out and execute all the techniques that I'm asking them to play than Jarquez and Jordan Curtis right now. Extremely pleased with all 4 of them, and they're all 4 going to be good players. But the other 2 just had a little bit of an edge, and then we were able to expand that edge that they had and give them more reps. Who's? Yeah. When he's been fresh, as he had to swell and then as he's gotten tired, he loses that speed a little bit. And I think the one thing that he's lost in the entire time that he's been here is he's missed out on a couple of different training periods that he really needed to gain strength. Number of snap-wise that he's going to play for us, okay, I think he'll be fresh and fast with that allotment that he gets, and he does bring. If I told the defensive staff this morning, if we were to line the entire defensive backfield up and pedal them all 5 yards and break them, Brito's going to be the second guy to come back, and he's got that kind of speed and talent, and when he's fresh, it really shows.
Who's first?
Probably Pulley.
Brett said Dre is moving around real good. How good is it to see Dre do that?
It's very good to see Dre out there. Dre's an extremely talented athlete. Needs a lot of reps from now until the opener, because he's behind on the learning of this defense. He's missed a lot of snaps, so we're extremely pleased. The medical staff has done a tremendous job of getting him back out on the field and getting him back on the field healthy, and now it's our responsibility to get him reps so he can play fast and play up to the speed of his athleticism. Scuda is from end of year 2016 to where we are now, he's made as much progress as anybody, because he didn't play a lot of snaps. He played as a true freshman, but he didn't play a lot of snaps, and I think a lot of times he wasn't sure what he was doing when he did play. That's just because he was a freshman, just because he was a true freshman. Now he's a leader on our defense. He's playing like he's an intelligent veteran within this scheme, and fun to see his progress. Coach Hargraves is doing a great job with him. Say again?
Going back to speed.
Yeah.
Inside linebacker,
Mhm.
and then adding Grant,
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni, those guys,
Mhm.
Walker, the speed,
Mhm.
all across with the first two as well.
Yeah. I think we've talked in here before about, you know, the light going on with certain players, and in the last 48 hours, D. Walker's light's burning a little bit brighter. I think he's starting to understand it better, and because of that, you really saw his speed on the football field the last couple of days. There was glimpses of that in the first 14 practices, but it's just because he's a fast human being. In the last couple of days, he's played fast linebacker, and being where he's supposed to be in the process. Giovanni is getting back up to speed and knowledge and physicality because of the practices that he missed in the springtime when he was hurt. But you see his ability to run. And Grant Morgan might be the smartest of the entire linebacker core. He needs to be, because, I mean, if you were just to describe his physical gifts, he's probably behind the rest of the group, but might play as well as any of them because the intelligence that allows him to play with a fast rate of speed.
Is D. Walker, is he weak side or some both?
Weak side, he's a will. He is a will.
And
Morgan plays both.
when you're watching your guys, you know, on film, you obviously see him going against Coley and Jackson. I just wonder what your perspective was on Jackson as a true freshman receiver.
Coylan.
And I know you don't coach him.
Yeah, no.
You see what he's doing against
No,
you guys.
Coylan shows up, noticed him early, and we make comments all the time in the defensive staff room about this player or that player, and well over a week ago, we were saying in our room that kid's going to play for us. He's a smart player. I think a distinguishing piece with Coylan and Cameron Curl is their mature, smart, tough freshman. And that gives you a better opportunity. And yeah, Coylan's been showing up and makes a tough catch and a tough run, and his physical stature is certainly a plus at that spot. Really love the versatility that Dwayne has brought to both the Razor and the Hog position. Much better suited to play outside than inside, in my opinion. It showed. He has the athleticism to play to the field. He has the explosiveness to play into the boundary, and that's invaluable to our football team, to be able to mix and match the right people versus different personnels, and get different groups on the field for us to match offensive personnel.
Coach, just wanted to get your thoughts on what Coach Broyles meant to the world of college football.
Well, I think, first of all, you start right here in the state of Arkansas, and I don't think when you talk, the first name that flashed in my head when I said that is a guy like Bear Bryant, and what Bear Bryant meant to the state of Alabama. Frank Broyles meant every bit of that to the University of Arkansas and to the state of Arkansas. Anybody that devoted as much time as he did to one football program, one athletic department, and one university in one state. You can't measure what that's meant to all the people that he's impacted and that have benefited from what his career meant and what he stood for. On a personal note, my mother passed from Alzheimer's 6 years ago, and the advocacy that he's represented has been important to me in gaining history about the man and that piece of it. And our players certainly recognize the significance of this and meant a lot to the kids and means a lot to everybody in this state.
What's your mom's name?
Mary,
M-A-R-Y.
M-A-R-Y, yes.
Coach, last one, real quick about D. Walker. On the roster, he's listed at 215. I think he was like 205 last year. Is that weight accurate? And you want him a little bigger inside?
Yeah, we'd like him bigger, but we'd like him bigger on time. You know what I'm saying? Right now he's probably 215, and that's what he should be. A year from now, 220, 222, 225. There's not a set weight that they have to be, and I think the bodies mature at different rates where a couple other guys are too heavy. I think it's easier to get guys down to a better weight than it is some guys to get them up. We want our guys playing fast, and if he can play fast at 215, he'll be effective.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.